What's up, everybody? Hold on, I already gotta fix something. Jeez, I'm a mess right out of the gate. What's up, everybody? We're not that big of a mess. We're here, and we're here on time. And I feel like I'm really far over.
You do feel off.
What's going on? Yeah. Why? Well, is it because my microphone? I brought it down in a different spot.
Maybe
we'll lower this down a little bit and turn that up. Try that. Does that feel better? That feels better. Okay, yeah. Mia's shuffling her cards. She's getting them ready. Everybody want to see Mia?
No, nobody wants to see
Mia.
me.
Mia's, show them your shuffling skills.
My shuffling skills?
When we play games, we have game nights, and when we play games, Mia is the one that shuffles everything because she's not at all impressed with anybody else's shuffling skills. Nobody can do it as well as her. And B, she likes to stack the deck. I'm just kidding. That's not actually what it is. But yeah,
Those are fighting words.
She gets, yeah. So a couple of different things we're going to go over today. We're going to cover a few things about the 30-day lead challenge. Oh, I forgot I'm still on you.
Oh, okay, go away.
We're going to cover 30-day lead challenge. Just, again, go over what's to come with the 30-day lead challenge. And then we're going to jump right into Q&A. I want you guys, I hope that you guys will ask lots of questions today. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As
you are
such,
now. You weren't for a minute, but you're back up and running.
Okay, good. We're still there. All the challenges. Michael Collins says, aren't you at WPPI? No, we decided not to go. We just needed to get to work on some stuff, and I was done traveling for a bit. We're going to probably go to Shutterfest, yes. I think. So, okay. So, well, I guess I got to cue up the old intro. See, get it here, and see if it'll work. But take a look here.
Take a look at it.
And it. Others find their way too.
God damn it, I don't know what it is about your face, but I want to deliver one of these right in your suck hole.
Oh, it's hard to move on to the next thing.
There you go. Wow, you did
Guys,
good today.
I am a disaster today. I think, well, maybe the music still. No. I'm a mess. Apparently, I had something wrong with my play. Oh, it's even playing the.
It's playing all of them.
It's playing all of them. Well, it shouldn't be playing them.
No, it's nothing. Now there's like not even you.
I'm not even there?
No, you are now.
Okay, I'm here. Yeah, see? Okay, well, I apologize. This is a perfect day for a Q&A because I'm just that much of a mess today. And it's not even that bad. I'm just a mess. I don't know what else to say about it. I'll just own it. Mia came in this morning and she's sighing about everything, but won't tell me what's going on.
Do not blame this on me.
It's all Mia's fault. No, I'll take responsibility. I know I always tell people like the biggest thing and one of the most empowering things is being able to take responsibility. And if you know me, I blame everything on everybody, just like in fun. Like I burp and I look over at me and say, "Excuse you." So that's in fun. But when it comes to the important things, I'll take responsibility. Real quickly, the 30-day lead challenge is coming up. It is going to be starting. Is it next week?
It's the 15th.
The 15th.
On the 15th.
It is still open. I'm just being lazy. I haven't closed it. I don't know if the countdown timers are done or what, but it's still open. I'm not going to turn you away if you want to go sign up for it. We do have quite a few people in the 30-day lead challenge group. I'm super excited about it. I got so many cool things coming. Like, honestly, we're going to talk about so much. The first 4 days are going to be jam-packed with information. We're going to talk about There's going to be a total of 34 days. We are not going to be doing anything on weekends, and most of the things will be, what we'll do is I will do the live in the Facebook group, and or do each day's presentation in the Facebook group. So those of you that can watch it live will be able to see it live, but then I will also upload the video to the LearnDash system, which is on our website, which is what you're signed into, that will kind of keep track of all of your, what you go through and all that stuff. So it should be pretty well held together. All the communication and everything will be done in Facebook. But day 1 through 4, we're going to talk about why leads are so important, what a lead is, like how I classify what a lead is, and I'm going to teach you to classify a lead the same way, where a lead needs to go, what we're going to do with it, and how we're going to plan those leads out once we get them, and then how to set up a pipeline. We're also going to go over some really cool automation stuff, which I'm going to make those just kind of some extra bonus videos. I'm going to teach you how to set up some really cool automations that are all free, and I think that's going to be really exciting. Honestly, this kind of stuff, like $97 is, I'm not kidding you. Plus, if out of all of it you get one good golden nugget that helps you generate some business, I don't know about you, but if you have a $1,000 average, that's going to be a 10-time return on investment. If you have a $5,000 average, I'm not good at mathing, so add it up yourself. But then we're going to go into, for the next, what will it be? 6 weeks. 5 days a week, we will be talking about a different type of lead. So meaning mouth to mouth, or sorry. No.
Where did that come from? Oh my
I meant face to face.
How did we get...
I don't know how I got mouth to mouth. I meant word of mouth. It was like a cross between word of mouth and face to face, and it just came out mouth to mouth. So there's that kind of lead. Like
that kind of lead. We're not doing that kind
we can try that. I mean, you never know what you can get with a little mouth to mouth. Like you just never know. Don't knock it until you try it. So wow. This is a mess today. Face to face, gated content, business to business, any of the kinds of leads that you can get. We're going to talk about different ones, a different one each day, and different ways that you can do it. But then we're also going to talk about what you do with that lead, preferably not mouth to mouth with that lead.
Bart says he's out. He's like, peace out. I'm done.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, but I totally messed that up. It's going to be one of those days. So this should be fun. We're going to end the 30-day lead challenge stuff right there. Now let's go on to the Q&A, because this could be fun. Do any of you guys have any? Well, actually, let's start it out with Mia's got some fun cards over there. She's going to ask me some stupid questions. And it might be really good today because I'm obviously a mess. I might be.
Annie.
So this isn't going to work out good for you two. Because if one of you is in and the other one's out, not going to be good.
Okay, moving right along. What is the scariest sound you could hear in the middle of the night? Considering you're afraid of the dark, I'm interested in that.
We really had to go there.
Yeah, we did.
Yes, this big fluffy teddy bear is scared of the dark. That's actually really funny. Okay, so the scariest thing at home, like, is that what it?
It just says, what is the scariest sound you could hear in the middle of the night?
The scariest sound you could hear in the middle of the night. I think honestly, like hearing, like especially like being at home, knowing everybody's in bed, everybody like hearing the door open, that would scare the crap out of me. Or like the garage door open. Even without that, like my dog is super skittish, and I think it's like one of those traits you pick up from your owner. Maybe, I don't know, from Michelle, I mean. And like when he like freaks out about something at night, then I'm like, oh crap. Like, but other than that, like any kind of noise, there's actually some really funny stories about this. So now that Mia has told you guys I'm scared of the dark, when I was like 12 or 13 years old, I was a scout in Boy Scouts, and we went to scout camp. And they had this one activity at scout camp This is really bad. They had this one activity at scout camp where we went down to tell stories around the campfire. And it was like they had somebody telling the stories down there. But we went down there and you had to walk like I swear it was like a half mile through the forest in the dark. At first it was like a lit trail, and then all of a sudden, like, we weren't allowed to take flashlights or anything like that. And so we're walking through the forest, and we get to this fire pit. And next to the fire pit is this roaring, babbling brook, we'll call it. Who knows? And they start telling the story about how back in the day with the scouts and this one scout troop that was telling ghost stories around the fire, and they realized they had to go to bed, and so they had to put the fire out. And so they sent one of the scouts down to the creek to get water. And as they're telling this story, they pick one of the kids out and hand him a bucket and send him down to the creek. And I'm like, oh, hell no. If you even ask me, I'm going to lose my crap. And so they keep asking kids, and they keep going down as they're telling the story that these kids aren't coming back. And I'm like, I'm about to lose my shit. I'm not even kidding you. And sure enough, they come up to me and they hand me the bucket, and I'm like, I'm cussing at them. I'm cussing at leaders, and I'm like it was not a good thing. And I'm like, be strong, Sam, be strong. And I walk with the bucket down, and I dip it into the water, and I hear this noise on the other side of the creek, and I start dropping F-bombs. I'm like, you don't effing scare me. And I was like the only kid that come running back to camp with the buckets, like all the water shaking out. I was terrified out of my mind. I'm not sure why I told you that story, but I was terrified, and I was the only kid. I know it was a joke, but I was like the only kid that made it back. And when I got back, the guy telling the story looked at me like, you're not supposed to come back.
Like, what are you doing here? You ruined everything.
But I don't think you're supposed to cuss at everybody either. And apparently dropping the F-bomb at scary things in the brush is what helps.
That's good advice.
Okay, next.
Well,
Next
Tina
question.
Tolliver actually has a question.
Oh, okay.
I think I was talking to her earlier. Oh, nope, I was talking to someone else earlier, so maybe we'll get 2 questions coming in. But she said, "What is there a set time of day for live content on Facebook?"
Yes.
I don't know if you want to answer that one or.
I will answer it. So we actually, that's probably a smart thing that we should have discussed. But my expectation is it's going to be 1 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, which could be, we might actually have to, and this is something we'll probably go into the group and communicate with the group before we set this for sure. My expectation, my thought was that it was going to be at 1 o'clock because I do my lives Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12. And I have a tendency to be a last minute Linda on my lives. And so, yeah, I know, right? And so oftentimes the morning of is like my preparation for my lives. And so that is the expectation. However, I understand that for anybody on the East Coast, that pushes you really late into the day and potentially into shoot times. So we're going to talk about that in the group. Make sure if you aren't already in the new group, the 30-day lead challenge group, that if you're in there, I'll have Mia post in there and say, hey, what time works best for everybody? And we'll try to do our best to make it work for the most accommodating time. But because those are every day of the week, and there is going to be a certain point where some of those are pre-recorded, not a lot of them, but some of them, because I do have like a convention for professional photographers of Idaho that I have to be a part of. And so I'll pre-record those ones, but we'll still do the live for it or do the pre-recording at the same time. I'll have Mia there to answer questions, and I'll probably be there to answer questions. I'll just be a little bit more scatterbrained at that time. So doing the presentation live might be challenging. I hope that helps. Look behind you.
Well, I think that was because we were talking about
Bart.
things that scare you.
Yeah.
So I was talking with Kim Hoffman?
Okay.
And she had a question. Apparently, she is working on getting out some mailers.
Okay.
How we've talked about. And she says, she's emailing with them at the time that we were talking. She said, I would like to know how to narrow the list of names down to a manageable level. I did a 15-mile radius and a household income of $150,000. Do you have any recommendations?
So the one thing that you have to understand, this is a numbers game. Typically with direct mail, it's a 3% return on investment. That's the industry, not 3% return on investment. It's a 3% return, meaning if you send it out to 10 people, 100 people, 3 of them are going to potentially like take it, run with it, reply. So it's really a numbers game. If you're trying to make it more financially doable, you might choose look up the addresses and choose neighborhoods that work. Like we had specific neighborhoods that were actually popular when we did kind of our numbers and stuff. Most of the direct mail came from one specific school. Now, it is a different type of client that comes from direct mail. So there's some of that to keep in mind. But as far as like narrowing it down to the best, I actually would say with direct mail, you kind of have a little bit better opportunity in numbers. So send it out to the more people you send it to, the better chance you have of hitting that 3%. Now, in all honesty, I'm shooting for 1%. But we send our list out to 3,500, 3,300 names. We may change that this year because we're actually looking at like kind of condensing down and focusing more on a niche, if you will. And so we might choose like specific schools to include and actually even lower because I think last year we did like $175,000 or $150,000. So we might bring it down to like $100,000 level because I know those people can still afford it. It's just a matter of whether or not they value it. And also a lot of our really high-end clients, just because they have the money doesn't mean that they value it. So I hope that's helpful. If it's not, definitely send me a message, Kim, because 15-mile radius, household income of $150,000. Yeah, I don't know. I would even go further than 15 miles. Like, that's just my opinion.
Well, I didn't know if she was trying to narrow it down because she had a specific budget that she was trying to stick within.
Was Kim?
She's in another meeting right now, so she said that she would get back to us.
Was she the one that we were talking to about it was she in Christy's class?
I don't remember. Christy's on here. Christy, I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, maybe Christy can.
But she might have been, now that you say that. She might have been the one that we were talking to.
Yeah, because we were talking to somebody specifically about it. So
yeah.
Okay, next. Anybody got any questions? Nope, not yet. Okay, Mia, it's your turn. Wait, hold on. We're going to cut to Mia.
Okay, if you have $100,000, you have to donate it or create a charity. So you either have to donate it to the charity or create your own charity. What is it for?
I would probably, business-wise, I would create my own charity.
What would you do?
And I would more than likely do something for... like basically, what's the word? Like not promoting, but like working with.
This is a great charity.
Suicide.
It sounds lovely. Oh, okay.
Like suicide prevention, suicide awareness.
I think that's awesome.
Or how to identify. I think the hard thing for me is that this is kind of a bad thing, and I probably shouldn't share it, but I have a real struggle with the bullshitter mentality, and it's probably because I am a bullshitter. But like, and we've been talking about this, like at what point do you recognize that your kids are using this as, like if my kid ever gave me any reason to believe that he was feeling suicidal, or even like a reason to think that he was using it to just get his way with me, like it would tear me apart, and you can't not act on that.
No, you can't.
But what's the proper play?
I don't know. I'm trying to
you're
figure
going
that
through
out for
this
myself.
right now.
Yeah.
And so like you can't discount at any point in time. You can't. But I think like if anything, I would. And I think that I don't know. I think our education system is really what breeds. Like, not necessarily our education system, but social environments for children or young people are what breed this. Like, because as you get older, I wish people could understand that, like, once you get older, life gets so much better away from all...
Yeah, if you can just hold on.
The crap, yeah. So it's hard, but it's also, I think that it's really hard for parents because, like, I see how paralyzed you are with it, and...
Yeah.
And I'm not ready for what's to come with my kid. Annie was talking to Michelle the other night at dinner about how her son just does absolutely stupid ass crap that you just want to beat him for. And she's like, I'm so glad, I'm so glad that our son never does that. And literally yesterday he did like all the same exact crap. And I was like, see, I told you it's just coming. It's just a matter of time.
It's a
like,
matter of time.
it's kind and he literally like it was all the same things. He's like he lied about everything. I mean, it was just stupid.
Well, and each kid hits it at a different stage.
And I think that's what it is. Like it's not a matter of like if, it's a matter of when. Mm-hmm. It's like wrecking a motorcycle. So
pretty much, it's gonna happen. Bart wants to know when we're taking the boat out, and I just want to make sure Bart understands I get more boat time this year.
Actually, the boat is all ready to go. I just got to go pick it up over at the dealership and get it over to the storage unit, and it's all ready to go. And it's honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting a little bit itchy, and like on my TikTok and everything, I'm starting to get like more and more fishing. I'm like, and I'm just like, oh, I'm ready to go catch some big bass. So I really kind of want to get the boat set up for some good like live broadcasts.
I second that. I think it's a brilliant idea. Bart, I get to go. Yeah.
Yeah, Bart is ready to go fishing, but I wish we could post the picture of Bart hooking me in the face. We're still not 100% sure that Bart is allowed on the boat. But I think we'll be all right because Annie got me some really nice new Oakleys.
True.
For fishing, and I'm super stoked about them. They're honestly just like the ones that I always wear, but they're black and they have the special polarized lenses for fishing. I'm sorry, Bart and Annie got these for me.
Watch this, Bart.
What? You wish.
And I removed it.
I've already what?
I removed it.
What'd you remove?
You wish.
Oh.
I've got power.
I've already hooked Sam for life, so it's already claimed. He did catch the big fish. So if you guys haven't seen that, maybe I should post that in the group because it's fun.
Yeah.
Bart and I went fishing last year. It was actually one of the last fishing trips of the year. We actually stayed overnight and we were fishing, and I guess it was kind of honestly, it was somewhat deserved because like we're out fishing for 2 days. We're on the boat. And
just in case you're wondering.
What?
I said without me.
Oh yeah, without Mia, because she wouldn't get her license. There's a whole nother story behind that one.
Whatever.
But we're out fishing, and I landed on like the lure that was hitting like everything, like all day long. And Bart is like casting in the same spot. He's using the same lure, and I'm like catching fish after fish. And he would cast, and he was like, "Oh no!" Like you could tell he was just super pissed, like annoyed, and so. He'd cast, and I'd be like, watch, I'll catch one, I'll cast right where he cast, and boom, I'll hit a fish. And so I was doing that like all day long for 2 days, and finally, well, the end of the second day, like it was about lunchtime, he puts on a different lure, and first cast, he catches a fish. And so he's all excited, and he casts it right up along the beach, and he actually ends up right on the shore, hooked around a rock. And so I was like, hold on, I'll get the boat over there closer. And he got impatient. He comes up to the front of the boat and yanks it out. And it had a treble hook, which is 3 hooks in 2 spots. So there's 6 total hooks on there. And it's one of those long ones. And it hit me right in the eye.
It didn't hit you in the eye, it pierced you.
It hit me, in the eyebrow. Yeah. And it went in, and it was swinging with the other hook right next to my eye. And we had to push it through, like pinch and push it through. We had to use pliers to push it through, and it popped really loud. And then we had to cut the barb off, the tip of the hook off, and then pull it back through. And he was like, it was so funny. He was almost white, like white as a ghost. He was so distraught that he did that to me. Oh. And I was laughing about it. Annie was kind of laughing because she always laughs at everything that's bad. So she was kind of like nervously laughing, like. But yeah, honestly, the only thing about it that hurt was when it hit my, like when the lure at like 70 miles an hour hit my. In fact, I can still feel like my bone is probably like bruised. But yeah, that was a fun one.
Okay, if you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
One food for the rest of my life.
Yep. I'm gonna ask the group too. I need some interaction here, so they need to answer.
Yeah, for real. Why aren't they asking questions?
I don't know.
Hold on. Let's ask you. What would you eat for the rest of your life? Like one food.
Just one.
Wait, are we talking about like a category? Like, are we talking about fruit?
It just says eat one food. So maybe one dish? Or...
I don't know. Okay, go with it. What's your one thing?
Shoot, I wasn't ready for that.
Oh, yeah, you thought you could put that on me, but you're not ready for it?
I did. The first thing that comes to my mind is arroz con pollo because it has like all my favorite stuff in it.
Rice, cheese, chicken,
and guacamole and
sour cream.
Veggies and all the good stuff. So yeah, I guess I'd go there.
Good.
That does.
I think honestly, I would go to. I'm gonna say sandwiches.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because that could be a hamburger, cheeseburger.
No, it can't be a hamburger.
Why not?
Because that's a hamburger. That's not a sandwich.
Well, technically.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're.
A sandwich is just 2 pieces of bread with either meat or something in between.
No.
Okay, so you're telling me a hamburger is not a sandwich?
A hamburger is not a sandwich. And the toilet
Let's
paper.
get a vote. Let's get a vote. Michael Collins says New York steak. That's.
I see. I'm not a steak person. I could care less.
Dude, I could go filet mignons every day for the rest of my life.
Yeah. No.
I feel like I would.
I could
probably
have one
die.
every few years and be fine.
A filet mignon?
I don't even know that I've had one, to be honest.
You're missing out. Apparently, your boss needs to.
Apparently,
spoil
he
you
needs
a little
bit more.
Yeah, right. Okay. Michael said, okay, so we need a poll.
Okay.
Like, can we do a poll in here? Hold on, I can do a poll.
You can do a poll. I'll do the question.
Okay. Is a hamburger, we're going to go with cheeseburger. Cheeseburger a sandwich? Guys, don't hose me just because you always all want to be Mia's best friend.
See, Tina, she agrees with me. It's already all over. Tina and I win. Hamburger is not a sandwich.
Tina, you're not winning points with me right now.
She needs to win points with me. I have the power, remember?
What power?
I don't know.
You got
I'll figure it
zero
out.
power.
I do technically have 0 power. Ask Google.
Ask Google. You going to ask Google? Wait, what did you have at Ruth's Chris, Mia?
Oh, I had the lamb.
Oh, yeah, she had lamb.
Oh, my gosh. It was heaven.
It was like lamb shanks
earth.
or lamb chop or lamb, like,
it was
thingies.
so good. And then Clint finished it off, didn't he?
Bart says you may have the power, but he knows your kryptonite.
Oh, he probably does, but watch me
Clint
delete
finished
his
everything
thing.
off for all of us.
Yeah.
He was like, you going to eat that? In his... Oh, Alexa said yes it is. So boom, you're wrong.
No, that is so not true. Remember, I have the power. Remove comment. Remove comment.
You're a tool. Okay, well, just for the record, Bart and Annie already said that Alexa said, you can't remove my video.
Okay,
you
but
can't
in the
remove that. It's
poll-
recorded.
In the poll, we're at 67% saying no, and 33%
They're
say
confused,
yes.
and that's only because there's only 3 people that have replied. And they're confused.
All right.
Is it even going to show me that it's 67% no? It's not even going to show me who said
No, it's
what?
not showing us who. I can't figure out how to see who.
Dang it.
Okay, let's see.
disturbing.
While they're deciding on your fate.
Should we get
Oh dear, are we
Never
going
mind,
to do
we're
this
not
again?
gonna do that. Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Now
Okay, we're
Bart's
going to end this poll. I lost this one. Okay, we're going to the next one. Ready? Is Sam's water bottle green or blue? Let's see if I can change the... Oh, yes.
Bart's being a total punk now.
You deserve it. You delete this.
He's like using each.
Okay, here's my water bottle. Is it green or is it blue? And I'm going to be really frustrated.
Nobody
on this
can
one,
say
'cause I know-
anything. Nobody who knows the truth here can say anything.
The truth?
The truth.
The truth?
The truth.
Do you want me to share the scientific?
No, I don't. No, we let the poll go. While the poll is going, what is your greatest regret so far this year?
I have to hold my bottle up.
Well,
my
that's fine.
greatest regret so far this year
Yep.
is not pushing you into the ocean and leaving you. I mean, nobody's even answering our poll.
It's just coming up right now. So
It is?
Yeah.
Oh,
you're
that's
good.
why. Okay, my biggest regret this year, My biggest regret this year. I don't really have regrets.
Oh my gosh, Michael.
Yes. Oh, it's like 50-50 right now. And I'm like,
Teal was not an option, so teal does not count.
well, what is teal? Is
the
teal
whole,
blue
but
or
that's
green?
the whole point. That's the whole point. So we're trying to figure that out. Okay, biggest regret this year, other than not pushing me in the ocean.
I don't think I have any regrets.
That's good.
I mean, let's see. What is my biggest regret this year?
We're not that far into the year, so it's kind
I
of
don't
good.
know. It's been a good year.
It's been a good year so far.
I mean, my biggest regret is... Okay, I do have a biggest regret.
Okay.
My biggest regret is... I'm going to say we, but it's really more me.
Okay.
I'll take responsibility. Is I have not adopted... Like, okay, so as a business, we are video heavy. We do video.
Yeah.
But we haven't accommodated
know where you're going.
the demands of Instagram, TikTok,
Yeah, I'll take that too.
the video part. So the reels, we have not adopted that well yet. So
No, we have not.
That part, that's my biggest regret.
But
and
we're
guys, I think
changing
it's
that. We're
changing
actually
that
supposed to be
today.
doing content today.
We're doing content today.
Okay.
And honestly, I think because I swear my Instagram, and I have like 5,000 followers, except for it's like 10 below 5,000. We've lost, like, we don't even have any, we have zero,
Yeah.
it's like we're shadow banned.
Yeah, something's going on. We're gonna
It's
change
definitely
that, though.
something's weird about it. So just can't get.
Okay, Annie's got a question.
Did you see the poll?
Oh,
Okay, Annie, let's hear Annie's question. Annie says,
crap.
how would you follow up with a potential client that booked but canceled the shoot because they found a photographer to do it for free? Well, it's funny because I got to be part here for that.
yesterday.
What would I do? Well, there's not a whole lot you can do, but you can let the client know. Well, first and foremost, did you charge a fee up front? And if you didn't, that's, sometimes that can be a deterrent, but then sometimes you have to just refund the money. Number two, I think you did it right. You really just need to reach out to them and be very professional and let them know that if your free option doesn't pan out, that I would still love to work with you, but my budget or your budget better go up. Just kidding, not really. Another thing you could do, and this could be passive aggressive, but I think that it would be, I think that it could still be a beneficial, viable option, is you should have that lead's information because they're booked. Sending them, write a blog post about the benefits of hiring a professional versus your aunt or uncle. And if you have a blog post written and done about that, then that's something that you can drive traffic back to your website, and you can actually send that out to the client and say, hey, totally understand. Let me know if your mind changes or if something comes up. I thought maybe this article would be helpful for you. And so I included it in this email or whatever. No hard feelings, but just maybe consider taking a look at this. And if something happens and you don't like the pictures as much, come back. The other thing is, it doesn't have to be about why it's better to hire a professional versus your best friend, but it could just be the benefits of professional headshots, because let's face it, that's what this was about. The benefits of professional headshots versus doing them yourself, or how important, you could talk about the importance of how fast an impression is made with people, and especially in a political world, or any kind of world where we have to gain people's trust within milliseconds, and sometimes that face, just our picture is all that we're judged on. So I think there's a number of ways to go about that, but I think ultimately, oh, that's cool. And so that's really important to follow up on. I just read her message. She said, so the guy ended up saying he might get headshots from me versus his client he was booking for down the road, which that's a good one to follow up. That's still technically a lead. Don't forget.
Yep. That's technically 2 leads because she can hold on to the first guy.
Yeah, the first
and then
one was
work
still
on
a
the
lead.
second
It
one.
just didn't pan out.
Yet.
But yeah, like I would make sure to have or take this as an opportunity to research why they messed up. And maybe it's not that you do it to save this client, but maybe you write a blog post or an article about how important that is and why it's so important. And you can reference this situation so that when you do have other clients that come through, you can do that. Another thing that I would absolutely follow up on is, you know that their deadline is quick. I would follow up with them in a couple weeks or maybe a month and say, hey, just checking in, make sure everything went good for you with the freebie that you got, and see if you needed my expertise in any way, whether it be just for critiquing or for helping you understand like best crops or anything like that. Like those are things that you can go the extra mile to help, like basically say, hey, I'm here to help. So because when you out nice them, they might ultimately someday you might win their business. So I hope that was helpful. Okay, next.
If you could look through one person's email without them knowing, whose email would you look through?
Oh. One person's email without them knowing. Wow.
I know.
I don't know that I want to know what. I would probably say like the presidents or something, or
Really?
or the whole, I don't know. I don't want to go into the whole like vaccine thing, but like I think it would be interesting to see some of the truth behind some of that fun stuff.
I was thinking Russell Brunson, because then you get all like his insides, and you could like download everything.
Oh, you're talking about.
I was just talking
maybe
about
I was
anybody.
looking at it from the wrong perspective.
Well, no, you're just looking at it from a different perspective.
Well, that's true. I mean, yeah, that would be.
That'd be pretty cool, though, right?
But
Like,
can
think
you
of the
imagine
people
how
who
much
he
spam
talks
he
to.
gets?
Well, yeah, I guess. But maybe he has a better assistant than you that actually goes through.
For reals. Can we talk about that?
No, we can't talk about that.
Jeez.
Okay, what's
Hey
the
Mia.
funniest thing
Hey Mia,
you
will
see?
you clean? Mia, will you clean up my email account?
Sure, eventually. Okay, what's the funniest thing you've seen
Wait till you hear
a
that.
senior do on a session?
The funniest thing I've ever seen a senior do on a session.
I know which one is mine, right off the top.
Didn't we? I don't know. Funniest thing I've ever seen a senior do. Dude, we had a girl eat
That's what I was going for. That's mine. You have to pick something
a
different.
grasshopper. That wasn't funny. That was disgusting.
Oh, it's funny.
It was funny, but and we had a girl one time that I almost convinced to eat a grasshopper. Do you remember this? And
Yes,
she freaked
yes.
out. Like, or no, she was gonna kiss it.
She was gonna kiss it.
She was gonna kiss it, and she got really close
it
to
was
it.
Izzy.
It was Izzy Mata, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
shouldn't have said her name
Oh.
out loud, but whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And so we got her, like, she almost was there to kiss it, and then she freaked out. But there's got to be funnier. So I have something really funny that I did.
The corn dog was hilarious.
Oh yeah, the nature's
that's
corn
the
dog.
one that
So
I was going for. Was
so
the
if you
nature's
guys
corn
know what a
dog.
cattail is, I don't know if there's like a different name for them, but they're typically surrounding like ponds and stuff, and they look like a corn dog on a stick, and then when they like explode, they're just like cotton everywhere. And so we were on a shoot, and I always do these dollar challenges where I tell people I'll give you $1, but I normally make them commit to doing like whatever I say they're gonna do before I actually tell them. So like I'm like, do you want to do a dollar challenge? Like you gotta agree to the dollar challenge before I tell you what I'm gonna have you do. And so normally most of them will bounce on it, but this girl took a bite of a cattail, and the stuff like all like when you break it, it like
poof.
expands really bad, and so it like poofed into her mouth, and she was like, "Ugh."
It was awesome.
But I did have this one time, this 1 week. This is like 7 years ago. Like every pair of pants and shorts I had, like every day split out on like shoots. So I had this one day. Yeah, that's Mia today. Well, not today,
Not today.
but I had this senior, and we were standing on top of like this cliff, and we're getting ready to shoot sunset, and I was like, oh my gosh, this rock is like right in front of her feet, but I couldn't move her back and forth any other way because it would have ruined my shot. So this big rock, I was like, it's all right, I'll move it. And so I squat down to move the rock, and as I go to move it, my shorts split from my my goods to my backside, like all the way up. And Mom was dying laughing, and I was so embarrassed. I had nothing else to change into. So, and it happened like 3-4 times that week. So, okay, Annie says, so the guy ended up saying, oh, wait.
Oh, you already did that.
So I want to stay
Bart
in touch.
posted the picture.
Image has been posted in the group. What image?
Of you being hooked.
Ah. Okay, did you hear the crickets part? When
I did hear the crickets.
Okay,
that was
good.
funny.
That's cool.
Okay, if you could marry a fictional character, who would it be?
Oh, hot dang.
I'm going for Aquaman. Hands down.
Oh. A fictional character.
Oh, well, he's fictional,
Yeah, but he's a real...
which makes it all the better.
Well, okay, so a fictional character.
Yeah.
So, for those of you who don't know, I got my start taking pictures of Ariel from The Little Mermaid and all of her seashells. That's where I started my career. And I was totally in love with Jasmine from Aladdin.
Yeah.
But I'm so not into like cartoons or anime or we're not going there. That's not even close. But like as a kid, I was like in love with those two. As for fictional characters, it would have to be like, which one didn't Megan Fox play?
Is she the blonde?
No, she was a brunette, but but anyway, like, oh, okay, no, never mind. It's Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot. Oh, dang. She is not at all hard on the eyes. But she's still a real woman, not really, like,
well, so is Aquaman.
I don't want
but
Wonder Woman. I don't want a woman that's like, oh, here, honey, let me lift that car for you. Actually, maybe she'd take the trash out, though, instead of just leave it outside the garage door.
Stop it. Moving right along.
She's obviously not in here. She hasn't commented about anything yet,
No.
so I'm good. But did you see the poll? It's 67% green.
But again, there's only like 2 or 3 people. So if people would actually start voting and they vote proper, there's 8 of you watching. Can like somebody vote
6
proper
votes.
here?
It's 6 votes.
Well, there's 2 more people left then.
Me and you.
No. Oh. Well, maybe.
Yeah. See?
Shoot, dang.
So it stays pretty much at 67%.
No. We're not closing that until I win.
Yeah.
No,
it's not gonna, you're not going to win. Oh, look here. End poll. I win. I win. I have the power.
Oh, Michelle is here.
Oh, shoot. I knew you were going to say Wonder Woman because of Gal. She hasn't heard the other part yet. Oh, shoot. She could have moved the rock for you. Yeah, she could have, but oh yeah, Wonder Woman could have.
Wonder Woman could
have. That is so right. Okay. Now the twisted part about it is that's like my sister's favorite character. Like she's got Wonder Woman all over everything.
Yeah, that's true.
No. Weird.
Okay, when you were a kid, did you have any posters on your wall? And if so, what were they?
Oh my goodness. I remember this like it was yesterday. No joke. Tiffany Amber Thiessen. When Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell.
And it's so funny because we were in Fred Meyer's when I was probably maybe 13, 14 years old. And you know how they have the posters like on the little the fan
flippy
thing?
Yeah.
And I was standing there and I was looking through them and I was like, get to her and I was like, oh, dang. And I was like looking up and down the poster. I was like, dang. And so I kept looking and I went back to it. My mom comes by with her shopping cart. And I was like, Mom, can I get this poster? And she's like, absolutely not. We're not putting pornography on the wall. She was fully dressed, for crap's sakes. But yeah, that was the one poster that...
Her shoulders must have been showing.
That was the one poster I wanted to... Well, it was like she was leaning up against the wall and her butt was all pushed out and she was wearing...
Yeah, but she does the one where... And she's like against the locker. Yeah.
Yeah, like...
Yeah.
Still remember that as a kid. Or Britney Spears.
Okay, mine was Star Wars. I had like 10
Star Wars. You're such a weirdo.
I know.
You're such a weirdo. Probably one of the guys in the white suits, huh?
No, it wasn't even. No, it's just Star Wars. Like just all my Star Wars posters.
It was It was one of I don't even know Star Wars. Which one was the weirdo with the man bun and the long hair?
Dude, that was way after I was a kid. Like the real Star Wars, the first originals.
You were probably
we're old, remember?
You were probably all about Chewbacca.
You're such a jerk. Moving right along. What technology do you wish existed?
What technology do I wish existed?
Yeah.
Okay, so you brought this one up yesterday, and I'm not gonna lie. I wish we could get rid of all these freaking cords.
Right? It's like, annoying as all get out.
Why can't we? Well, I mean, they've kind of already gotten here, but like they can charge stuff by setting it. Why can't they do that with and they are getting better about it. Like I have my Apple TV, which broadcasts except for you have to have that cord. But if they could just get rid of cords, like audio, if they could do which they can, I guess it just gets more expensive.
Yeah. But that is
That's probably one of them. My other one would be technology that I wish existed. Oh. Well, it'd probably be weird. What? I've always thought it would be cool if you had like something the size of a grain of rice that was just injected into your earlobe.
What?
And that could be your Bluetooth, so you just click it to call. And it just charge on your body's energy. I think that'd be cool. You could just be click, call. It's Siri loaded already on it.
Yeah, that's a little.
You could just hold something up to it to update it. I mean, they do it with they have the Did you see the person that had the Tesla RFID chip key installed in their or put into their hand?
Gosh, really?
So they literally could get in the car and the key was right there.
Okay, but then that just gives somebody a reason to chop your hand off if they want your car. I'd rather just hand over
if they
my
want
keys.
it that much worse than I do.
No.
I'm just thinking, man, I got to go through that crap just to get a new car.
Annie wants to teleport. I think that would be fun.
Annie wants to teleport?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know where she would end up? Nobody would be safe in the shower.
We are not going there. Moving right along, Annie. I love your guts. Would you ever pick up a hitchhiker? A teleporting hitchhiker?
I've actually picked up a hitchhiker before, and I was terrified out of my mind. Okay, so I have never. This... Huh?
I would never. Not.
I won't now because I picked up a hitchhiker one time, and I'm trying to remember where it was. I used to drive all the time, for my mom when I was in high school. And this one day I picked up a hitchhiker. I think it was between Weiser and Pitt, which you guys don't even know where that is. But it was the
Podunk and the Podunk.
Probably 30 miles between town. Well, it wasn't even that far. Anyway, I pick him up, and he's got this big bag. And I'm thinking, I'm such a nice guy for picking this guy up, right? And he sits in the front seat of my car, and he's got one of those military duffel bags. And he starts digging in his bag, and I'm crapping my pants. I'm okay, what is he doing? What is he doing? And I'm still driving, and he reaches into his bag, he pulls something out, sticks it on his right leg, reaches into his bag, pulls it out, sticks it on his left leg, and I look over, and he puts a handgun on his left leg.
Are you kidding me?
But he's still digging through his bag. And I'm crapping my pants. I'm oh my gosh, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. And he finds whatever he needs, and then he sticks stuff back in his bag, sticks his gun back in his bag, and... I get to I didn't even get all the way to the location. I'm oh, I forgot I got to go somewhere else, and so I stopped and I let him out. I was okay, well, this is as far as I'm going. And he's hey, do you have $20 I can borrow? I'm sure, here, take it.
Take it all.
That was terrifying to me, and I don't think I've never picked up a hitchhiker except for we pick up hitchhikers when we're going up skiing, up to Bogus. And it was really funny because my nephew Nate, one day, I got his mom to let him, I don't know if I got her to let him or what, but he was skipping school. And his teacher, he was in 5th grade, and his teacher, Mr. Gasparati, that was his name, loved to ski too. And he would always give Nate crap, and he's don't ever skip my class to go skiing. And we're driving up the mountain to go skiing, and right at the base of the mountain, right as you start up the hill, there's this kid out there hitchhiking. So we stop and pick him up. He gets in the back seat of my car, and we're talking to him. And he's oh, where are you guys all from? And Nate was I'm from New Plymouth. He's oh, yeah, my dad's a school teacher out there, Mr. Gaspar.
Oh, it was his son?
It was his son.
Oh,
it was pretty funny. So
awesome.
Those are the only 2 times I've ever picked up hitchhikers.
Yeah, no, that's not something I would do. Okay, would you rather give up all drinks except for water or give up eating anything that was cooked in the microwave?
Okay, say that again because I just saw Melissa's message.
Oh.
Okay, say it again. I'm going to answer that one here in a second.
Would you rather give up all drinks except for water or give up eating anything that can be cooked in a microwave?
Dude, I would give up, but I would give up pretty much anything but water, but at the same time, I would give up anything cooked in the microwave.
You can cook a lot of things in the microwave. So if it's cookable in the microwave, you'd have to give it up.
No.
Yeah.
It just says anything that's cooked in the microwave.
It's my question.
I'm the boss. I don't care. I'll give up the any drink but water. This is still just water.
I think, yeah, that is not still just water, but you are doing...
It is. It's 100%.
You're doing very good.
It's 0 calories, 0 fat, 0 sodium,
doesn't mean it's
0
water,
carb.
doofus.
It is water.
It is
carbonated and naturally essenced.
Okay, whatever.
And I don't even drink that many of them, so.
No, you don't.
Okay, Melissa Cornell says, what photographer makes you go all fangirl or guy? LOL. I'm not much of a fanboy. Like, would you agree? Who Okay, so fun story some of you guys might have heard this before. We drove out to St. Louis last year, and I was like, okay, South Sincata is right close to here, so we drove the 30 minutes out of St. Louis to go see Sal, and we got up there, and I honestly just wanted to drive and see his studio. I wasn't
see his studio or see the outside of his studio.
Just see the outside of his studio. I just wanted to say I was there, because honestly, he was one of the people that kind of lit the fire under me from the start or midway through. Yeah, Fireball is water too. I'll drink that instead. And so I drove up there and we got there and Mia was like, "Well, are we gonna go in?" And I was like,
"Okay,
no."
You went into the parking lot across the street. He's not even in the parking lot by the studio. He went across the street
because I didn't
parked in the parking lot facing.
And what was the reason? What was the reason why?
Because you were too afraid.
Was it because I was too afraid, or is it because I didn't want to interrupt his business?
Yeah, you didn't want to interrupt his business.
I didn't want to be
afraid he would. First
and foremost, if any of you guys ever ended up in Idaho for any reason, I want you to know you're always welcome in my studio. You could walk in at any point in the day, and I will give you as much attention as I can give you. That's just plain and simple. However, I personally, with other people, I won't interject or push myself into other situations because I understand how important business is. And so when we got there, I was like, well, I don't want to, he's a very driven person. I don't want to just go barging in and be like, it's give me some of your time. And Mia was like, are you freaking kidding me? If we're here, why would you not at least go knock on the door? And I was like, no, I don't think I can. And then I was just like, and I think part of it is because I don't want to be a fanboy, because a part of it is pride issue. I don't want to be recognized as just somebody that's like, oh my gosh, it's Sal.
But you say it so well.
Because honestly, I don't, this sounds really kind of arrogant, but I don't consider myself as far as business to business, I don't consider myself a whole lot different. I'm obviously not to his calibers, and my quality is not as good as his. But I guess it's not that I don't consider myself that. I don't want to be thought of as the lower. I want to be thought of as more. What's the word?
It's not elite, but profession.
No, relevant. More relevant.
Yeah, there's a good word.
And so that's part of it. But Mia was determined, and I was like, fine, if you want to go in there, go in there. And so anyway, she went up, knocked on the door. They allowed us in, gave us a whole tour. He was actually great.
It's amazing.
And part of it was I know that he can come across as arrogant, and a lot of people don't like him. And part of it was I thought that he had maybe because when you really grow and become very popular in an industry and in demand and stuff like that, you can develop more of an arrogant, like, I don't have time for you kind of like vibe. And so I wasn't sure if he had become that way. But when I got to hang out with him, talk to him for the 45 minutes that we were there, it was evident that he's not like that.
No, he was a wonder.
He was
wonderful.
and told us some great stories about his studio. So I would say it's probably him, but honestly, like some of the other photographers that I honestly think he's kind of a douchebag, Peter Lick. He's just so into himself. And he wrote an article one time, or basically said something one time about how no other photographer in the world could even be considered a photographer other than him. And it was like, and he was dating like the PPA president at the time. And so it's just really, really douchey. But I love his business format, the way this, like every time we are anywhere near a
studio,
one of his galleries, I always
it.
show my employees that because I like to show, but it's more that like I love the business behind him.
Yeah, and the face of the business. The way he presents.
And then I love Thomas D. Mangelson. He's a wildlife photographer in Jackson. Never met him. Don't even really care to meet him, but I love his work and his business and like how he does things. So, who's yours?
Mine?
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't know.
Still waiting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, here, I'll give you some Mia FaceTime here.
Some Mia FaceTime.
I keep forgetting to switch to you.
I don't know. I'm like, I mean, y'all know I'm kind of live under a rock. I don't know a lot of names, but I think, like, that's a good question. Oh, you know what? I do know. The chick that does all the studio work that I'm in love with.
Oh,
and
are you
Tiffany
talking about?
Does her?
Are you talking
master.
about Jones?
Like I have her name in my photos because
yeah, you must really like her.
I don't do names. You know that. It's not. Shut up. Get it off my face.
It's a good day when she remembers my name.
It is. It's Sam Martin, right? Martin. Is that about how that goes? You know who I'm talking about.
Here, Tool, I'm gonna mute you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mary Tyler Jones, is that what it is?
Maybe. I gotta find her picture.
Is it?
Did you mute me?
Probably. No, I should.
It's on here somewhere.
Bridge.
I've got to find it because here it is. Allison Tyler Jones. Yep. I
was told Mary Fist Taylor is who I was talking about Allison Tyler Jones, but I said Mary.
Yep.
Yeah, whatever.
I keep this on my phone because it's kind of like my reminder of like one day I'm gonna be cool.
One day she's gonna be cool and she won't need me.
Nope.
Okay. Next question. You're gonna have to ask one because nobody has one yet.
Oh. Ooh.
James, come on. We need some questions.
Well, we're sitting at almost an hour.
We
We're
are
probably
at an hour.
good.
Holy crap.
Who'd play you in a movie?
Oh shoot. Probably Chris Farley. He's dead though, huh? Dang it.
That's not.
What?
He is. He died a while ago.
He's fluffy and he's funny.
He is fluffy and funny.
That's let's see. Like living right now, who would play me in a movie?
You could do Kung Fu Panda.
Jack Black?
Yeah, Jack Black would be fun. He's awesome.
That or Seth Rogen? Is it Seth Rogen? I think he'd be my. Is it Seth Rogen?
I don't know. I don't know names. I only know a few. I gave you Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, Seth Rogen. He's a Canadian actor, eh?
Then there you go. I like it.
That would be who. Okay, Melissa says, when I was younger, I would totally go all fangirl on different photographers, but Danny at Sync was amazing. Oh, that's great. I knew the name Danny Diamond. I'd seen his stuff all over, but it was actually pretty fun. We got to take him to dinner.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
Yeah.
I got to go business on him. Run his numbers.
Yeah, that was fun.
So
James wants to know if there's a guide coming out for the lead class. I'm assuming he means the 30 day lead class. He can. Oh, Bart, you are creepy as all get out.
Is he looking through the
He's
window?
looking through the windows at us somewhere.
Where?
I don't know, but that's creepy.
A weirdo. Can you do the Seth laugh? I don't even know what the Seth laugh
I don't know
is.
what that is. The lead class will work for anybody. Charity asked. If
Yes,
the lead
absolutely.
Class, it will absolutely
Well,
work
let's
for
real
anybody.
quickly go back to James, because is there a guide coming out for the lead class? There isn't going to be a guide, but it will all be on. There will be plenty of downloadables, but it will all be on your portal on the website. So if you go to sevenfigurephotographer.com and go to account, log in, you'll actually see the course. There's the first intro video there, which you've probably already watched. As they come out, they'll be released, and you'll be able to see them each day. Like I said, he wasn't here for this, but we'll actually be doing everything in the Facebook group. I'll do all the broadcasts live at first in there, and then we'll take the recorded video and move it over to the LearnDash system, which is basically the online learning system through there. And so you'll be able to have all that, and you'll be able to go back through it time and time again. So that'll once you've completed the course, you'll have that course for everything. So Charity says, do you think the lead class is going to work for me? LOL. Honestly, like, if you have a camera and you want to have a business, or you already have a business, I think that this is going to be powerful for everybody, because it really is diving in and focusing on the one thing that people, I think, so often forget to focus on. And I think that it really is, it's diving into a lot of the nitty gritty of it, and how to, like, just remember that there's certain ways. Like, I mean, there's so many different ways to get leads, and it's just really up to you and what works best for you, finding what works best for you, and then going about it. But sometimes it's good to just realize, like, how important those leads are. Like, well, one of the things we're going to talk about one day is, like, on social media, and how to classify, like, names and stuff on social media. And I don't know if you know this, and I'm not going to go into detail really a whole lot, but, like, with Facebook and with Instagram, you can actually put people into friends groups, and you can actually make posts that are only shown to just those friends groups. Every day that I do the live, I always put a post out, and that post goes to only photographers. So nobody else on my Facebook sees that post, but it's posted from me as a share from the Seven Figure Photographer page, and it goes to just photographers. So it guarantees that they're going to see that, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So it's a great way to, like, anytime you have people, leads that you meet or that you have on Facebook that might be somebody that you need to take from a cold to a warm lead, or a warm to a hot lead, you'll be able to put them into specific groups and be able to send messages or content just specifically for them. And it's really powerful. So there's going to be a lot of good stuff. I think, honestly, we could probably charge $500, $497 for this course, and you'd get your money back, just in the little things. Now, it is going to require that you do a bit of work yourself, but that's every business. So I'm going to want you to do the different kinds of leads, like, and some of them I might even do some examples, like have Mia record, and that'll be, like, outside of the regular like video for the day. But I've been thinking about having, like, Mia record, like, some interactions, like what we do. You know, one of the things that I was actually thinking about today, like, how can we kind of get into some of those groups that are more focused on, like, the target client that we want to work with. And we do have some connections with some of the cheerleading coaches. And so I was thinking this morning, like, it would be fun for us to just go out and talk to the cheer coach and say, hey, is there something we can come in and do to just offer some value to your kids, and give us an opportunity to get some FaceTime with them, to where we can push them into our database and start marketing to those 2023 and 2024 seniors. So those are the things we're going to talk about, but a lot more in depth. And we're also going to talk about my favorite thing, and I know this, like, a lot of people may not necessarily, like, register what this is, but we're going to talk about lead pathways and lead pipelines. Now, they're the same thing, but they're done in two different ways. The lead pathway is when we're planning it out. We're saying, okay, we just got a mouth-to-mouth lead. Just kidding. If you weren't here for the beginning, that was interesting. We just got like a face-to-face lead. And then we determine, okay, a face-to-face lead is basically probably going to be a cold lead unless they're like, oh my gosh, I've been looking for a photographer and I want to hire you. Then it's more of a warm, hot lead. But let's just say it's a cold lead. So we're going to draw out a pathway of how we're going to deal with that client. And we're not even going to consider them a lead until we have the important
Certain
aspects
stuff, yeah.
of what we consider a lead. And then what do we do with that client from that point on? Do we call them on the phone? Do we send them an email message? Do we send them a message on social and say, hey, it was great meeting you today? Then what do we do after that step? Then what do we do after that step? And we're going to draw these out, and then we're going to talk about ways to put these into automation so that you can do it and keep track so that you can follow up. That's the other thing we're going to talk about is how to follow up with your clients to make sure that you're taking leads through the pipeline to take them from cold to warm or from warm to hot and to book them and to get them in. And we're also going to talk about scorecards, which is in traction, which is coming up. But you guys all got to get through your first 3 chapters by this Sunday. And we're going to move on to the next 3 chapters. There's so much that's going to be a part of it. I'm so excited about it. Like, honestly, I can't even tell you how excited about it I am. And this is the first time, so it's only going to get better. But I think you guys are going to get a lot out of it. Maybe I'll get more out of it than you will. But it's still going to be good. So anyway, that's it, guys. That is all. Do we have any last-minute questions?
Nope, I think we're good.
Best places to get copy for senior magazines.
Oh, I must have missed that.
You know, that's a good question, James. Check with Annie Marie because I saw something. I actually had her website pulled up. She had something on there.
Yeah, she did just put something on there, didn't she?
And I liked it. And she said it was 44 pages, which I was just thinking that'd be kind of fun to buy a template and just edit it out and print it, and then just so we can get something done quick this year.
Pop that up for him real quick.
Yeah, pull it up because it was on her.
Yeah, I had it saved on
thing today. I saw it like.
It just came.
Oh, it's right here. I found it.
So it just
well,
goes
it's
to
just
her website.
click to request your copy.
She also has an
She has a design. But
yeah,
I bet
she
you
has a different one.
I bet you
if
if we tag her or comment and say, "Hey, Annie, do you have?" Like,
she's in the group too, so I can put it up.
Yeah,
in
that's
the
what I'm
group
saying.
and
Tag
ask.
her.
Yeah. Okay.
So, because I wouldn't mind buying that one too.
Okay, I will do that in the group, and then we're out.
All right, guys, take care. Have a wonderful day. It's been fun, and we will see you next Tuesday. It's Thursday, right? Yeah, next Tuesday. All right. Peace out.